Considering what happened to Shanquella Robinson, may that beautiful young lady rest in peace, I thought it was important to revisit something that I've been saying about Saturn's transit through Aquarius.
Robinson went to Mexico with her friends. She arrived early on Friday the 28th, and her family says the next morning she was dead.
It was supposed to be a fun, long weekend for 25-year-old Shanquella Robinson and her group of friends who went to Cabo to celebrate one of their birthdays.
She told me they had a chef, they was getting ready to eat. They was eating tacos, something, salad or something they was eating. And I said, well, okay, I love you, have a good night, and I will talk to you tomorrow. And I never talked to my child again, and she never made it back home.
Robinson's mom, Salamandra, says within 24 hours of her daughter's arrival, she was dead. Figuring out how or why has only added to the family's nightmare. It started with a frantic call from Robinson's friends.
They said she wasn't feeling well. She had alcohol poisoning. They couldn't get a pulse. Each one of the people that was there with her was telling different stories.
It's when the family made calls to the FBI and Mexican authorities that they learned of another potential cause of death.
The autopsy came back. They said it didn't have anything to do with alcohol. Said that she had a broken neck and her spine in the back was cracked. She had been beaten.
Salamandra says the entire group came back from Mexico, leaving her daughter's body there. Nearly 2 weeks and $6,000 later, her body is back home. But answers have been hard to come by.
I know that's not going to bring my child back, but I want something done about it.
Queen City News has spoken with officials at the U.S. State Department in Mexico who refute the claim that Robinson was murdered, saying the police's initial indication is that there was no clear evidence of foul play. Here in Charlotte, her family refuses to believe their daughter's death was an accident.
I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but from March of 2020, there has been a theme in the air astrologically. That theme is, what about your friends? With Saturn being in Aquarius, we can look at Saturn as placing a restriction. It rules the sign of Capricorn, also being practical and useful. But just like the energy of Capricorn comes through as CEO energy, at a local office, if the CEO comes through, if corporate is coming through, everybody gets their shit together. Why? Because that office is going to be audited. This points to something very important with Saturn being in Aquarius. What this means, because Aquarius is the sign of the collective. It is the sign of networks, okay? Your friendship circles. Saturn says, constrict, restrict. The time frame of Saturn being in Aquarius around a lot of people who essentially are learning they need to check their circle. Be responsible with your circle. Create boundaries within your circle. Everyone does not deserve access to you. That's just how it is. Some people don't want to hear this. They think that years of acquaintance makes for a sturdy and stable friendship. Friendship circles are getting shaken up. So, what about your friends? What about who you associate with? What about who's connected to you in your circle? Use this time frame to reduce. Use this time frame to create good boundaries. Everybody that you know, everybody that you're acquainted with is not your friend. My mother told me that years ago and I didn't listen. It took me years to understand what that really meant. You may be acquainted with someone, you may know them, they may be loosely affiliated with you, but that's not a friend. Acquaintance does not a friendship make. Remember that.